Okay, welcome back to another episode of Jay's Weekly Podcast. Honestly, it is called the Jay's Weekly Podcast, but because it is the off season, we got to do some emergency podcasts as well.
Some more than weekly audio footage here.
Yeah. So the reason for this one, well, there's a few reasons actually. Mainly, it's the Yankees getting Juan Soto.
The Reds
we're
getting
gonna analyze that,
Candelario.
and then also the Reds. About to get into an agreement with Candelario,
Yeah.
and Eduardo Rodriguez signing a 4-year deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, fresh off a World Series run.
$80 million.
So an average annual value of $20 million. So let's start with the thing that all our listeners have come here to inquire about. Juan Soto.
Yes.
He is one of the best players. He's one of the best hitters in the league. If you look on his baseball savant page, there's a lot of red.
As we talked about last episode.
As he turned down a $440 million offer from the Nationals.
Yes, he did.
He's expected to get a lot in free agency next year, and this is just a big deal. So, what do you guys think of it?
I mean, I agree. I mean, Juan Soto going somewhere new is...
Can't really see him in that uniform too well.
It's different. Exactly. I agree with that. It's going to take some time to get used to.
Same with Shohei.
Same thing with Shohei, but we don't know where he's going yet.
Even, wherever he goes to, other than the Angels, I personally cannot see him in any other jersey. But
that looks wrong. So, Fru just showed me a picture of a photoshopped Juan Soto with a Yankees jersey. That looks terrible, I have to say. No offense, Juan, but that does not look great. So the Padres in return got Michael King. I'm just reading here. Michael King, and...
Michael King, Johnny Brito, Drew Thorpe, who's the 99th overall prospect in MLB.
More...
Randy Vasquez, and their backup catcher, Kyle Higashioka.
Oh, they give him... Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised at that as well.
So, obviously, big deal for the Yankees.
Yes.
Do you guys... So, obviously, they're also in the Yamamoto mix, but do you think this deal on its own makes them a contender for the AL East? Because, in my eyes, as of right now, they have Soto, Cole, and Judge, and that's about it. I think they completely depleted their farm system with this trade.
Yes.
They emptied out the tank.
Yep.
They gave up Michael King. I'm not sure who's going to pitch for the Yankees next year. And quite frankly...
They do still have Garrett Cole.
They did
They did get Verdugo. So that fills the gap.
So, yes, there's Verdugo as well. But outside of those three guys, Judge, Soto, and Verdugo, who's going to be carrying the weight for the Yankees next year?
So, may I say something? So, I'm wondering, because Austin Wells, last year, near the end of the year, he played more games than he did near the beginning, and he didn't hit bad.
So, yeah, he definitely did not hit bad. He's still technically a prospect. I don't think he played enough games or had enough
to have a full season, yeah.
But from what they do have on, he's very good. He's not a very good defensive catcher, but he's very good offensively.
Yes.
Obviously, I think we saw him in that Blue Jays Yankees series.
Yes, we did.
He might have been the guy. I think it was him that homered off of Jordan Romano in the top of the 9th inning.
It was.
I believe that was
an annoying game.
That was an annoying game. It's kind of wrote the storyline for the Blue Jays season, but that's not the point. The point is that he could be potentially one of the catchers for the New York Yankees next year.
Yes. I mean, if you're looking here, so far, they have DJ LeMahieu, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, who, if he can pull back another MVP season like he did with the Marlins in 2017, then that would help the Yankees out a lot. They got Verdugo, Gleyber Torres, Austin Wells, and Anthony Volpe. They have the potential.
They still have some catchers, though. They also have Jose Trevino.
They do.
He's probably their top catcher. And then at first base, obviously Rizzo missed some time with that concussion this year, and DJ LeMahieu had a down year. So what do you think is going to happen there for them?
Catcher-wise? Or
no, at first base.
At first base, I don't know. I mean, Anthony Rizzo had, terrible year, right? Got a concussion, too. Kept playing. And that did not help him at all. Looked like a lost puppy out there. I don't know. They're going to have to rely on someone to step up. And maybe it doesn't even have to be some giant name. It could be some random guy from their minor league system.
That just needs to be decent. And I feel like the Yankees right now have a very solid team in position players. That they have they have Aaron Judge, they got Juan Soto now, Gleyber Torres.
Although they aren't the best fielding.
They are not the best fielding, but some of those guys are very well known.
Yes.
The Blue Jays maybe have Vladdy and Bo.
And soon to be Shohei Ohtani.
Soon to be Shohei Ohtani, everybody.
They have a lot of well-known players, and I feel like their backup is not so good.
For the Yankees,
I feel like the Yankees have a couple really good players,
and then it's kind of like they're all getting old. They're all slowing down. Everyone's getting injured.
Another thing to worry about on the note of injuries, for the New York Yankees. Obviously, when they signed Aaron Judge, I think it was 9 years, $360 million.
Yeah, because he declined that giant contract, and then they gave him a smaller one.
Yeah, and then they gave him a bigger one, I believe.
They did?
Yeah. I think it was 9 years, $360 million. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. You can look on Spotrac.
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge, obviously, he's a big guy. I think he's 6'6". He's very tall. Big guy, lots of power, obviously. He had 60 homers 2 seasons ago. 62 homers 2 seasons ago. When they signed that massive contract, there were some injury concerns with his big body over the 9-year span. What do you think of that now? Do you think that that's still an injury concern? Obviously, he had that big toe injury this year. But do you think that's still an issue? Or?
I mean, you'll never know. You could have the most perfect season ever,
like he did 2 years ago,
and then everything could turn on his head. Aaron Judge last year missed half the season because he ran into a fence.
I think he's still got more home runs than Vladdy and Kirk combined.
Yes, which means that the Jays need to up their stuff. But I think if the Yankees have a lot of players who have skill and experience.
Yeah.
But they're getting injured all the time. If they can figure out how to keep everyone healthy and playing at their best, they can be a contender.
Do you think they need to add anybody other than Yoshinobu Yamamoto in the free agent or trade?
I think if I were them, I'd trade away either Anthony Rizzo or DJ LeMahieu.
Okay.
Because they're getting old. I mean, Anthony Rizzo's a little older, I think, but
I'm not sure.
He might be. Hold on.
Yeah, but another thing though, obviously they had that guy come out who looked like he could be Dave Schneider kind of thing, Jason Dominguez, and then he went down with Tommy John as an outfielder. So there are certainly some questions for the Yankees next year.
My bad there, guys. DJ LeMahieu is 1 year older.
So
they're 34 and 35.
Okay, so
which is
very
still
close. And so getting to the age
on the older side.
Getting to the age where it's retirement or keep playing kind of thing.
I think that if you trade them for some younger guys who have potential, they don't have to be crazy names. They don't have to cost much. Just to get people there in case
an emergency happens.
Yeah.
Right.
And last thing on the Soto trade before we move on, do you think that now that Juan Soto is off the board, assuming because the Yankees aren't gonna trade him for something else, now that he's off the board, do you think that signing Shohei Ohtani has almost become a must for the Blue Jays?
I really do think so, because the Yankees are in the same division, so they're going to be playing a lot against the Jays.
Yeah. So we do have an update on a pie chart from MLB Network. Let me just pull it up here.
Yeah. So as of right now,
the Jays have a 60% chance.
The Dodgers have a 30% chance. Cubs and Giants are at 1%. Braves and Mariners are at 3%. And the Angels are still hanging in there at 2%.
So we did kind of predict it. The San Francisco Giants went down quite a bit. I believe they were at 5% last time, and the Braves were at 10%.
Yeah.
The Cubs have disappeared off this list.
The Cubs were big at
The Cubs were at 20, I think.
Yeah.
The Cubs were at 20%. They've really fallen off.
Yes, they have.
And then the Mariners have managed to sneak their way back onto this little graphic.
With Julio.
Let's talk about the Jamer Candelario possibilities here.
Just to answer the first question, has signing Ohtani become a necessity? And if it hasn't, what can the Blue Jays do to stay on par in this competitive
I agree with Gru because I agree with that now since Juan Soto is in the AL and specifically the AL East, we're going to be playing them a lot and we need some firepower to match that. Right now, we need people who are going to hit the baseball.
Yeah, because the Yankees, Aaron Judge kind of hits a lot of home runs. Giancarlo. Juan will be a good addition to that team because he's kind of that contact hitter.
He fits in.
He still hits.
He still hits
tanks, but
And
he gets on base.
He's
Yankee Stadium.
Too. No, he's a bad base runner and bad fielder. That's always going to be held against him. But he is one of the best hitters of all time, quite frankly. And I think just Juan Soto is just a terrific player. And hopefully the Blue Jays can keep pace in this division. So, moving on. Obviously, we did get word that Jamer Candelario landed, or is going to land very soon, not very sick, with the Cincinnati Reds
for $45 million.
$45 million
with an option in
years.
2027.
Yeah.
For $15 million.
that's a good contract.
That is a good contract.
And obviously, Candelario, switch hitter, he got traded from the Nationals at the trade deadline. He got traded to the Cubs. This was somebody that the Blue Jays were probably gonna try and pursue.
Yeah, we were talking about that last
Yeah, we were talking about
like,
that.
He would
last
fit
podcast.
in there well.
He would fit in there well. But now, honestly, so Soto's off the board, and now Candelario's off the board, and we'll get to it soon. But Rodriguez is also off the board. Now, do you think that after Ohtani signs, Bellinger's price goes up $50 million?
Yes, it does.
I
agree.
Whoever he signs with, the price of certain teams will go up because maybe if he signs with the Dodgers, their division will want to get many better players to match that Shohei. That's a huge just powerhouse. Anywhere.
Yeah, I do think that Cody Bellinger's contract will definitely jump quite a bit because of the fact that if Shohei gets signed, then that will pretty much be the biggest name out there. And teams will be like, okay, I missed out on these other guys, like
give me some more other
Verdugo. I want to get someone. I want to get something done this winter meetings and free agency
that can help us
towards winning the World Series
wherever Shohei is or wherever there's a big threat.
What happened to Julio? I actually haven't heard about this.
Julio Rodriguez?
Yeah.
He's still on the Mariners. He's probably their best player.
Yeah.
So, going back to the Blue Jays here. If the Blue Jays don't get Ohtani, right? If they don't get Ohtani, which is a very realistic possibility. Yeah. Obviously, they are at 60%, but there's a whole other 40% there.
Yes, there is.
Do you think that it was a bad idea to pursue Ohtani?
No.
No. And the only reason I say this is because
we're
now
wasting
they've
our time on
let
other...
Juan Soto and Jamer Candelario pass them by because they spent all their energy trying to negotiate and sell Ohtani.
Well, so there's two ways to view this.
Yeah.
One where you can say that, no, it was a bad idea to pursue Shohei because of the fact that now we've missed out on these other guys, and if we don't get them, then we can't get anything, or we're going to have to pay the same amount of money as Shohei wants to get paid to get Cody Bellinger, who's older and battled injuries. Still very, very good, but probably not worth that much money. Or you could take the other route and say that it was a good idea because now less teams are in the conversation for Shohei Ohtani. Because some of those teams, like the Reds, although the Reds do still have a little piece of that pie chart for the Shohei sweepstakes. But the Reds, yeah, the 1%. Yeah. The Reds and the Yankees. The Reds and the Yankees, my bad, that was the Cubs. The Reds and the Yankees are both, like, they probably won't do anything else.
No.
This free agency, that's giant.
Because they have solid teams.
Yeah. They both have acquired good players, and that leaves the door open for us to go out and do something. So those are my two views. Let me know what you think.
So I agree with Drew's second opinion that we should pursue Ohtani, but I feel like right now, as we have that good percentage, I feel like we should start looking at other guys. Because as I said earlier,
I agree to be safe.
in the last episode, that we need more guys than just Shohei to
Needs backup.
lead the Blue Jays to
Yes.
victory and to even get in AL not wild card series.
Yeah, I was 1,000% I was agreeing with you last episode there. I don't know about you, Fru, but I think he's right.
Okay. I don't.
Okay, there,
Yeah,
bud.
I don't disagree. I do think that a lot of people, especially going to the start of these Shohei sweepstakes, thought that the media was just cooking up something to make us look at ads, on the on these Ohtani things. But now that it's getting real and the Blue Jays could sign him,
It is indeed getting real right now.
I think that well, first of all, you can't stop pursuing Ohtani now because then you're just giving him up.
No, exactly. Then you're giving up on everything.
I'm just saying that we should kind of maybe, because I think right now we're only doing Ohtani. If we do not get
If we
Ohtani,
fail, we need a backup plan.
if we do not get Ohtani, even if we do, we still need players before
What
they're
I
traded.
think-
What the backup plan was Soto, and he's going to.
I know, but
Yeah.
that we should have had a plan C. What
A
I think we
backup,
should have
backup,
done
backup
exactly.
plan.
I think we should have started at least talking to Cody to get him being like, okay, the Jays are an option,
Yeah.
so that if this Shohei thing doesn't work out,
You can kind of save that spot for Cody.
yes, exactly. Then you can be like, go out on Cody. You're getting Cody Bellinger. You're gonna pay him a lot of money. It's fine. He'll help your team. He has experience. That's my view of it. Yeah.
Okay. So that wraps it up for
This
that wraps
episode.
it up for the Jaimer Candelario conversation. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about very quickly is the Eduardo Rodriguez contract.
Yes.
I think this is a great contract for the Diamondbacks and for Rodriguez because it gives him some security and some good dollars in his pocket, but then it also gives the Diamondbacks, if they were to go on another postseason run, like they were throwing out bullpen games in the World Series and in the NLCS, and this assuming that Rodriguez doesn't turn into like Alek Manoah or Yusei Kikuchi of 2 seasons ago,
Yeah.
I think this is a great move for the Diamondbacks as well. What do you think, Gru?
I agree. I mean, it's not a crazy... I agree. It's not a crazy amount of... sorry, maybe I shouldn't have spoken there. My bad, guys. Anyways, I'm going to continue with my point. Eduardo Rodriguez, great pitcher. I think it was a good idea for the Diamondbacks because they have Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly. It'll add more strength in their starting rotation. A lefty as well. $80 million, 4 years. I think that's a good amount of money for him and the right amount of years. There is an option there, I think, in what was it? Does he have an option in that? Oh.
On Rodriguez's contract?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. No, it's just a 4-year, $80 million.
It's just a
contract.
4-year. Okay.
Actually, no. It does include a vesting option for a 5th year.
Which
means that if he pitches a certain amount of innings, he gets.
Some more.
But yeah.
And so about Rodriguez, I think the Diamondbacks right now, because they already have a solid team with Acuna and Corbin, but
There's no Acuna.
no, my bad, not Acuna. I'm stupid.
Lourdes.
Gabriel
Moreno.
Christian
Walker.
free agent, though.
I know. Do we know where he's gonna go?
No,
segue
hopefully back
onto
to the
that.
Blue Jays. Okay, anyway, so as Gru was saying, or at least as what he was trying to say, is that they have Christian Walker, they have Corbin Carroll, they have Gabriel Moreno, who we stupidly traded away for Dalton.
I
Varsho.
agree with that.
But we're not going to talk about that because that was a long time ago, almost a year now.
Yeah.
Like Gru was saying, they have a solid team, and I think that this just bolsters their chances not only to make the playoffs, but to go on another deep playoff run.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
We can touch on one last thing, if you guys want. The Mariners are broke. The Mariners are broke. They can't afford $12 million for Isaac Paredes and Randy Arozarena. But we can talk about
that. Would be a crazy deal.
It would be a crazy deal. But I think they were talking about it on the Foul Territory podcast the other day. They
have no money.
The Mariners, I don't know what happened. Maybe they were tanking for Shohei, but now Shohei's not coming if they're just trading away all their good guys who are getting paid.
Is he on the pie chart?
Getting paid money.
Is he on that pie chart?
The Mariners, I believe, are at a 2% chance or 1% or something. Yeah, so that's the last thing that we can touch on the next episode. Come back next time. Jays Weekly. We're out.